Here's our test review 3. You have to do what's inside the absolute value first. So it's 1 minus 25, which is 24. The absolute value of negative 24, which is absolute value of negative 24 is 24. And then you end up dividing before you subtract. So that would be 3 minus 9 would be negative 6. You have to do what's inside first. So that would be a 9, that would be a 4. So you subtract those and you get a 5, and then you square it. That's how I end up with the 50. And then you're just adding and subtracting there. F of negative 2 means you're plugging in negative 2 for the x. Square it. It's 4. 4 times 2 is 8. So that's 4 minus 8 is negative 4. H of 1 means you're plugging in 1, getting out negative 2. H of x equals 3. That's my y is 3. My x would be 4. G of x equals 8. So that's the g of x. G of x, plug it in. There's the 8. Subtract 8 from each side. Divide by 2. If I plug in that x, I get a bunch of y's out. If I plug in that x, I get 2 different y's out, not a function. Negative infinity is my lowest x, all the way up to 5, but not including 5, because that open circle. My lowest y is down here at negative 1, and then my highest y is here at 3, and it's a asymptote, so it's not going to be equal to it. Lowest x, highest x, lowest y, highest y. This is the tricky part, is that if I plugged in 0, I do get out 3, even though there's an open circle there. This one gives you a value for 3, that's why it's equal. Three squared is 9. Squaring each one of those gets me the 6 and the 10. So there's nothing else for the 9, so it's just 9. X to the 9th, x to the 6th, x to the 15th, y to the 9th, y to the 10th. You're adding the exponents. Square that guy. Square him, square him. That's where those came from. 9 times 4. A to the 2nd times a to the 3rd is a to the 5th. Just add the exponents. Add the exponents. When it's division, you subtract the exponents. So that's a to the negative 1, so that means it's in the denominator. B to the 4th over b to the 3rd, you subtract the exponents. That's b to the 1st, so it's on top. This is 9 times 4. This is 2 times 4. The 4s would cancel out and leave you 9 over 2. Subtract 8 from both sides. Divide by 3. And let's see what I do first. Combine like terms. Add 2x to both sides. Subtract 17 from both sides. And then divide and you get x equals 0. Combine like terms. Combine like terms. They're the exact same on each side, so that's all real numbers. Any number I plug in would work. Whereas on this one, when I combine like terms, and subtract 3x from both sides, I'm left with something that's not true, so it's no solution. They both have the x eliminate. Subtract, add 4x, subtract 3x, subtract 3x, and the x's disappear. This one's all real numbers because you're left with negative 12 equals negative 12, something that's true. These are not true. Looks like it's growing by 2 each time, so I took 2 off to make that lovely picture. Start off with 7 tiles, and you're increasing by 2 every time, so that's 7 tiles and increasing by 2 every time. I want to know figure 60, so I plug in 60, and I get 127. Don't forget to write the y-intercept as a point, because it's a point-only graph. So 0, negative 1, and then my slope is negative 3, so I went down 3 over 1, or I can go up 3, back 1, up 3, back 1. There's my slope, there's my y-intercept, 0, 3, 3/4. Start with my y-intercept, go up 3 over 4, or down 3, back 4, negative, negative. Starts off at -2, 0, -2, and goes up 1 over 4, and that's where the slope came from. It's going downhill, so I know it's a negative slope, and it goes down 2 over 3, down 2 over 3. Starts off at 0, 4. If Lou is playing this weekend, the graph is below. So in 200 miles, he's going to use 3 gallons. So 200 over 3 would be your slope. And if you divide that, you get 66.67. So if Lou is playing 66.67 miles per gallon. Wish my car got that. So it's 50, because if that's 100, this would have to be 50. So that's a 50, and that's 5. So it's 50 over 5, and that's 10, but it's negative since it's going downhill. He is losing 10 pounds per month. Let's see, we've got wins in the Giants here. So we've got 90. So each one's worth 10. So that's 10, 20, 30. 30 over 2 months. So that's 15 wins. When you divide it, they will win 15 games per month. That's what the slope means. So from that dot to that dot, it rises 150 because each one's 50. So that's 50, 100, 150 over 5. That's going downhill, so it's negative 30. He loses 30 hairs per week. To find your slope, to find the equation of a line, it's y equals mx plus b. So my m is the slope, so I first find the slope by going 5 minus a negative 19. And then if I use the 5 first, I have to use negative 4 first. So negative 4 minus 2. Subtract them. And divide, and you get negative 4. So now I know my m. I just need to find my b. So I plugged in a point, an x and a y. There's my x, there's my y. Plugged in the x, plugged in the y. Solved, and I got b equals negative 11. So there's my equation. I plugged in my slope and my y-intercept. And I did the same thing here. Watch out for the negative. And then the same thing there. Just subtract your y's or subtract your x's. Negative divided by negative is a positive. Plug in a point. I plugged in 4, negative 6, 4, negative 6. Solve. Same thing there. How many cups are in 5 gallons? 5 gallons. I'm going to put the gallons on the bottom. 1 gallon is 4 quarts. Now I need the quarts to cancel out, and that would be 1 quart is 4 cups. Multiply, multiply, multiply. Divide, 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 but I don't have to divide by ones. They don't do anything. How many yards are in 1,111 centimeters? So I need centimeters. So it's 2.54 centimeters. Centimeters will cancel. Is 1 inch. 36 inches is a yard. So multiply, multiply, multiply. Well, the ones don't do anything, so it's really just that number divided by this one, and then divide by that one. All right, good luck.